Garrett Borns, who performs under the name Borns, playing
Marty.
Lollapalooza tonight. So nice to have you here, man. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. How's it going?
Yeah, it's good. Doing great, man. Trying to stay hydrated. I'm wearing a jumpsuit, a corduroy jumpsuit, and like 1,000-degree day.
I noticed that.
So you lose a lot of water that way. But
why corduroy?
just because who the hell knows?
It's the fashion choice of the day.
I guess so.
Yeah, well, fashion's a big thing for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something. This is, well, I thought it was kind of funny that you were named the cutest guy at Fashion Week by
yeah?
W Magazine.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was a really nice compliment. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you've been into fashion, you've been into music, and you're into art. You are really a full-service artist. I mean, going all the way back to when you were a kid. And you've been performing for a long time. And a lot of people in Chicago spend time in Michigan, spend time in the Michigan coast, go up to Grand Haven. And you are from that town, and you actually performed there when you were pretty young as a magician on the street, right?
Yeah. I had like a restaurant gig.
Yeah? And what was your signature trick?
I did some fire illusions. That normally got people's blood going. I don't know. I was 10 years old. It was a hard sell. I had to always do my best trick. You know, it's like people were just waiting to hate on me.
Really, you would think that people would be so receptive to a 10-year-old kid doing magic, right?
You think, but like some people are just not into it. That's why you got to impress them quick.
Right.
With the fire.
Yeah. Well, visually, visual arts, that's been a big part of what you do as well, right? Going back to your development, and you've done all kinds of really cool artwork, and started doing T-shirts when you were a kid. Yeah. How did your art develop? How did you start doing visual work?
It's probably started from my dad and I used to go to the studio every week, and I did a lot of painting. And then my studio clothes that I wore to the studio got full of paint. And then I wore them to school, and my friends were like, "Those are so cool. Like, can you make those for me?" I'm like, this just happened naturally, but sure." And this is when like distressed and like bleach splattered jeans were like really kind of coming back, and like everybody had ripped jeans at school, and they were so expensive. And you're like in middle school that like, I'm like, why don't I just make them myself? So I was making jeans for kids at school, and like kind of making bootleg T-shirts of like popular shirts at the time and stuff.
Were you selling them?
No, I think it was just kind of like a trade-off thing at school. But yeah.
Yeah.
It was fun.
When did music start?
Music was kind of interwoven in there. I played piano for a long time as a kid, and was writing my own songs for like choir performances. And I don't know, I was just always creating. I just couldn't sit still. I had to make my own entertainment, so yeah.
Yeah, well, it was a good decision to go into music.
Yeah, I mean, it's been really good. It's been a hell of a journey this past 5 years. I moved to LA like 5 years ago, and that's when I kind of started putting out music under BØRNS, and I was here 4 years ago.
Right.
And it's pretty surreal to be back and like playing a big stage, and yeah, I'm really thankful that everything has, happened the way it has. So
yeah. The music you listen to that informs what you do, like going way back, what was the music that really struck you first that inspired you?
Yeah. Probably like 60s groups like the Turtles and the Zombies, and like glammy stuff like Mark Bolan and Bowie, because I just love their imagination and like the costumes they wore, and I was really like always trying to be in a different character as a kid and trying out different personas and stuff, so that always spoke to me.
Yeah.
Elton John too.
Yeah, well, the artists you mentioned they were all like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did you find that stuff yourself, or did someone turn you on to it?
I think my folks just had those records hanging around.
Right.
Yeah. So, and then once I went out to LA, I lived in this guest house, and they were playing a lot of those records, and they kind of came back to my memory and like reminded me how great these songs were. So I kind of modeled some of my songs after glam rock songs.
Yeah, well, you must have been inspired by the artwork of the albums and the costumes, and I mean, because it was such an out there time, such an out there period.
Yeah.
Where self-expression was a huge part of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of custom pieces too, and Bowie was wearing like this Japanese designer's clothes, like women's clothes from this Japanese designer, and this was before, you know, like news travels very fast. Like, I mean, I feel like news would travel a lot slower in this back in the 70s. Is like nowadays you can just go on Instagram and just see what somebody's wearing and like try to like cop that, but like this was like such a slower burn, so it's crazy to see like what people created on their own.
Yeah, and it's also cool that you've been able to create the music that you make by using other people's influences, and you can hear it in there, but it's put together and the juxtaposition is different. That's totally your own.
Oh, thanks.
That's cool.
Thanks. Yeah. That means a lot. I definitely want that. So, yeah.
Like for example, the song that we played from Blue Madonna, "Faded Heart." Wow, there's so much that's going on in that song in just about 2.5 minutes or 3 minutes. You really jam-packed it, and it's it's a cool song.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, I think once after we recorded the whole thing, then I was like, oh, but I really want strings on it. And we're like, where the hell are we going to fit strings?
Oh, right here.
But okay. There's a little bit of a gap here.
Yeah.
So there are strings in it. Like, the strings are actually really beautiful. Like, if you can only... I kind of want to, like, leak just the string track because they're so, like... You don't really hear them unless you hear, like, the soloed strings. But maybe that's... for something else.
Well, it's really cool what you do because you, like I was saying before when we were talking about your art and how that developed, and then you work that into your music, and it's, it's art rock at its finest. At the same time, it's like really great pop song. It's a really good pop music.
Thanks,
so,
man.
Yeah. So your show tonight, you're playing on a big stage. You are the lead-in to Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
How about that?
Good Lord. Really giving me the hard slot this time.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll be fun. I'll be shaking my hips up there. And,
you dance well.
Hey, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Fire ants in the pants.
That's what does it. Well, thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah,
really appreciate it. And what we're going to do right now is play Faded Heart.
Great.
Love the song. We're featuring the artists who are playing at Lollapalooza this weekend, and you certainly are one.
Awesome.
Playing tonight. So let's play that. It's Faded Heart. Our Friday feature is the Rock of Lollapalooza right here on 93 WXRT. Thanks, man.
Thanks a lot, Marty.
You bet.